Actually, no, I'm not sure of how to start on this one.
Okay, here we have the length in each pair are proportional. We want to find the missing length. Here we want to make the proportional, Richard. So let's take a look. If I look at this length here, 10, and make this 10 over, what's the corresponding side to 10, Richard, on this figure here?
Corresponding side is y.
Very good. So we can write this as 10 over y is equal to, now we want to write a fraction here that we know all their values. So which side do you think we should select, Richard?
The right side with the 8 because you know what both the numbers are. So it'd be 8 over 3.
Very good. So we want to select 8 because we know its corresponding side is equal to 3. If I select 2, I won't be able to solve for x because then we have 2 unknown here. So that's why here we're going to write this as 8 over 3. So I can write this as 8 over 3 and then solve for the proportion. Of course, I could use different combinations here. As you see, I could say 3 over 8 is equal to y over 10. That would be the same proportion because when you cross multiply the numbers you get the same number. So Richard, how do you solve here for y? What would be your first step?
We would take the same steps as the last problem we did, whereas we cross multiply. So it'd be 10 times 3 is equal to y times 8, or 8 times y.
Very good. So we cross multiply. So what do we get here on the left hand side, and how do you solve for y, Richard?
We would get the number 30, and then we would divide the number 30 by 8.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me, I'm doing the math.
So you're absolutely right. We solve for y by dividing both sides of the equation by 8. So y would be equal to 30 over 8. So what do we get for y, Richard?
Okay, so I divide 30 by 8, and I get 3.75.
You mean you,
So y is 3.75.
right, but you divide 8 into 30, you mean. Okay, good. So 3.75. So at this point, I'm assuming everybody knows how to divide long division and find the decimal numbers here. So we find y is equal to 3.75. Now, how are we going to set up a proportion for x, Richard, to find x?
I would have to go through the same process, I would guess, and do 2 times x, or I'm sorry, 2 over x is equal to 8 over 3, and then do the same math to find that side.
Yes, absolutely. So we can write again 2 over x, as you see here, 2, the corresponding side for 2 is x, so you write 2 over x, and then you write it as 8 over 3 is equal to 8 over 3. and then you cross multiply. So you get 2 times 3 is equal to 8x. So it would be 6 equal to 8x. So Richard, what is x is equal to?
Okay, so I would get 6. It would be 6 over 8. And then I would divide 6 by 8 to find the x.
So if I divide 8 into 6, what do I get?
You get 0.75.
Very good, 0.75. So we find x equal to 0.75. So this is how you set up a proportion and you solve for a missing part.